because the winner of this will be qualified to the offline portion of the tournament. Kick off into play in the bottom right-hand corner. Best of 5 series to go to Paris for the offline finals. Our red Terran player in this bottom right side is going to be Team Liquid's Clem. He battles against EWC runner-up. 5-match winning streak against his opponent. Maybe some of the best PvT in the world. It's Classic from Virtus Pro in the top left corner of Gresvan. As we get this underway, we look to see what lies ahead of us here in this series. Okay, a little bit of downtime between series, guys. Can't do much about that, but once the games get going, the games really do just keep going. So excited to just sink our teeth into this best of 5 and to really see what Clem and Classic bring out from one another. Also, again, just in case you weren't here for the Clem Hero series earlier, where we brought this up previously, the rules in this tournament are that you cannot race switch in the series. So within a series, you must play the same race throughout, which means that Clem is stuck as playing. Clem is stuck to playing Terran. This is not going to be him switching to PvP or anything. Basically, it's the TLDR. Factory coming down, Reaper coming up. Just getting ourselves up and rolling. Take a few moments to get underway. Factory halfway through, Reaper on the way. Gonna see the probe recalling home because that's more effective than using a chrono boost, keeping that probe alive. Classic is stuck playing Protoss, yes. Classic is stuck playing Protoss. I mean, obviously we only say it because Clem has been race switching recently, so yes, he has been playing a bit of PvP here and there, mixing it up, but he has to keep playing Terran this time around, so if he goes down 0-2, he can't just crack out the PvP to reset his mental or something. He's going to have to figure it out TvP style. Last time I watched him play against Classic, it was mech, and it just kind of got flopped in every single way. Before that, he had a couple successful games with the mech against Classic, and he did try and open a day with mech against Hero before swinging back into biocentric styles, aggressive pushes, and some very good controlling TvP plays, so very interested in what Clem feels is going to be the call here against Classic, who again has been a mental and really just a true block for Clem in everything he's played lately. Because when he meets Classic, he just has not come out on top. He's just going to be seeing the starport coming online, commands into building. It's a Stargate opener, by the way, so opening with the Phoenix is going to be a very safe way to play from Classic. You don't see that all the time, but yeah, going to be one of those openings that does a lot to kind of shut down Cyclone plays. It's weird because like a Marine Cyclone push can be very good, but like a Cyclone on its own can get lifted and kind of denied. Reaper Hellion going to go for the dive through. He's actually going to try and trade with the Adept. Interesting choice there. The Reaper kind of got caught, I think, in front of the other Reapers. 2 Reapers go down for the Adept. The Hellions are going to make their way through. Phoenix kind of lift up one of these, and that takes away some of the killing potential of the Hellions. 2 workers going down. We're going to make it 3, but the Phoenix lifting, that's going to be the end of that. And that's why Phoenix are so good. Being able to negate some of the units in these attacks is massive. We are going to see Clem, though. Response to the Phoenix going to be Viking production. And now you can kind of go into Viking, Marine, maybe a Cyclone as well still. You're obviously not going to drop the Widow Mine across the map when the Phoenix are out. And you can just start building an anti-air force, and maybe you still get a push a couple minutes from now with Marine, Viking, Cyclone to try and punish what is going to be Phoenix heavy initially here from Classic, because he doesn't have the Twilight... Well, he's getting the Twilight Council now, but he's not had the Twilight Council up until that point, right? So, yeah, no early blink or charge. There's definitely going to be a little bit of a period where he might be a little weak, and then maybe an opening for Clem to step across the map and make something happen. Widowmine is not going to find a random shot to start us off as the Phoenix dodge away from that for now. They are going to go through onto the bunker. The bunker targets the Stalker initially, though, put some damage on there. The Medevac wants to be careful, doesn't want to be shot down by the Phoenix. A couple more Marines in production. Third base in Classic, he's going to go into charge. The charge builds faster than the blink, so it does really reduce the opening kind of window or frame in which Clem may be able to successfully attack here, like I was talking about. I was just going to see that Widow Mine repositioning, but the Phoenix see it, and then they kind of flew into it anyway. Fortunately, just turned around in time. And we'll be alright for now. There's a couple extra gates and Temple Archives coming through. Charge building up. Probes on the way. The Marines still gathering in the main base as the Marines and the tank continue to join together as well. Going to be seeing that barracks lifting off. Going to move back over to the tech lab. Factory relocating as well, of course. The Phoenix still gathering about. Reactors building. Combat shield and the stim pack coming online. Phoenix going to move into the main. There's a couple of Marines in the Viking. Going to turn the Phoenix back the other direction. Still got stim pack, combat shield, and the +1 on the way through as well. Storm and Charge building up. A couple of gateways building through. Probes on production. High Templar being added on top of everything else. Still got that Storm coming online. Still in combat. And +1 continue to come about then. So again, just bringing a little bit of everything up for now. Getting rolling. And still got Storm ticking along, not far from finishing. We get a Forge building through as well. Pylons about to be done. A little bit of Marines stemming forward after those Phoenix. Shots. Vikings going to hit the Phoenix, going to take some shots there. Just going to be seeing the Blink in the Robo facility coming around. +1 attack upgrade coming in from Clem on the engineering bay. You see Medevac's going to try and drop into this main base. The few zealots, the Phoenix there makes it a dangerous drop in. Clem committing to it anyway though. We're going to lose one Medevac. Extra zealots show up, and we are going to have the boost to try and get us out there surely. No, it's on cooldown still. Trying to push in at the front at the same time, but Storms are looking to be pretty successful here. This multi-prong from Clem is not working out. The Medevac on the top side has gone down. A handful of Marines got out only. There's just so many zealots. And Classic doesn't even need to use the Storms to finish clearing this up at this point. I don't know what that Storm was to the top. Hit more zealots than Marines. That's how unnecessary the Storms were. As Classic completely shuts down this attempted attack from Clem. This will go absolutely nowhere. The defense is spot on perfect. And that will do it for this opening game in terms of initial push. Clem from here, Ghost Academy coming up. I mean, 3rd CC is ready to fly into position. This is a very good lead from Classic. Up 10 workers, up a good amount of army supply. Upgrade starting to play catch-up on there a little bit. Clem doesn't have +1 armor coming either, so he doesn't exactly have that coming up at the same point just yet. As the bio will come through and go after the pylon, taking that down for the moment. A few zealots will continue to charge by, going after the bio units here. I was just going to run across the other side. This is going to be dealt with easily. As Clem is actually going to recover from this a little bit better than I thought. There was points there where I felt like his supply was actually really hurting. Resources lost isn't that bad. 4k to 3.6. I thought it was going to be a little bit worse off for Clem. I actually thought he was going to be a little bit tougher. Classic is going to try and come up with this ramp. Man, good Storms initially. Clem's fighting this with half HP units, but the Widow Mines are putting some work in. Storm will zone him out to the top side, makes it an awkward position. Might have to retreat the SCVs, maybe even lift the orbital, create some space for himself, although Classic so far forward still that may not matter. And as we are going to see, the one Marine over there is just going to be the point of interest. Otherwise, SCVs are pulling back into this. It's an EMP on the High Templar, but they got a Storm off just beforehand. Do we have another Storm on that High Templar? No, morphs into the Archon instead. And we'll come back through, pushing in at the front. The Archon putting some work in, extra zealots coming by. Classic and a lot of SCVs, and Clem will just say GG, unable to break through as Classic will establish a 1-0 lead in the best of 5. And yeah, we'll do the intros first. In the bottom left, Clem, the red Terran from Team Liquid, while in the bottom right will be Classic, the blue Protoss from Virtus Pro. But yeah, so basically you can play a couple of ways. You can mine out these minerals and expand down over here and kind of play the bottom portion of the map and play like this quadrant, or you can kind of go here and here for 3 bases, or you can play 3 bases up here, take the gold potentially, play the top half of the map, and play a very big macro game up here and ignore this position, hold that defensively as an access point to your main. There's just so many different ways to play and expand on this map, and that made it very cool. You could really kind of, you know, design your build to kind of, you know, whatever you wanted to do, basically. Very cool. One of the cooler maps we've ever seen, and it worked so well is what it really came down to. This is why this map was loved so much, because it isn't just kind of like, oh, well, that was cool for a couple of games and we saw it and it just settled. It was always different. It was always providing different games. Obviously, each matchup had trends of how you wanted to expand and how people approached it. But there was always the adventurous players who would do things a bit differently. And even in some matchups, there was multiple ways to really play it, and they were all completely viable. So there's always been, like I say, a very cool map in that regard. That's what's up. Dayback Jangy, thank you so much. I'm probably murdering your name. Thank you so much for the 2-month resub on the Prime. Cheers! Thank you so much. I really appreciate the resub. Thank you for priming up the stream. If you guys are enjoying the stream, if you're enjoying the content, do not forget to support. It helps us keep on producing StarCraft tournaments and casting tournaments like this one full time. So if you're enjoying the stream, do consider supporting. It goes a long way, and we really, really appreciate it. The minerals mined out here. Looks like Classic wants to expand to the bottom side of Golden Wall. All of these guys were playing when Golden Wall was an active map. It wasn't that long. I say it wasn't that long ago. It was 4 or 5 years ago now, but CV around the bottom. There is a proxy on that bottom side, so I actually said Classic was going to expand. I did not see the proxy setup, so he's going to proxy a Twilight and a Robo. Such a classic thing to do. Clem is wondering though, man, like, he knows that this wall has been mined down. He's wondering, why the hell would you mine this out if you're not going to do something sneaky? So we'll see in a couple of moments as we have the SCV coming around. A few Marines there, going to get on top of the Adept for a couple of moments as well. I'm just finally going to scout this. I mean, I don't know if I love this from Classic, because to me, it feels so obvious. Like, you mine out the minerals, so Clem's instantly like, well, there's got to be something over here somewhere, right? And so instantly he just starts scouting for it. And now you know that there's a Dark Shrine. Well, doesn't he know it's a Dark Shrine? Oh, the Dark Shrine he doesn't know about. Dark Shrine's on the other side of the map. Oh, that's actually cool from Classic to build the Dark Shrine in the main, because Clem's going to find the scout. It's actually kind of cool. Yeah, he is saving energy, though, so maybe Clem's not going to be fooled anyway. He is going to scout back to the main base, too. Clem's just on top of this. I mean, hard to really say anything else. He's going to have Marines and Cyclone try and zone the Prism from getting in the first place, and the Viking as well in production. Feels like this is a very hard sell for Classic to see success here. Had a scan available. There is the scan. The DT is actually going to do a lot of damage simply for the fact that Marines stand in it, but you kill the Prism, you kill 2 DTs. This is a flop of the highest degree by Classic. This build has not worked at all, and Clem is in a fantastic position here in this game 2. A very solid start in this second game for Clem as Classic tried to get a bit weird and wonky, but Clem remembers how this map works, and he does not let it catch him off guard. Unfortunately, a great map. This is one of those times where I feel like Classic's like, I like this map, but I feel like I can get away with something here, and I think this time it's not really the case, right? Cyclone. Locked on again. Just another scan. Well, not even a scan. Raven shows up. DT goes down again. Brutal. Brutal. Not really sure what to say from that, as this is not really. I don't know what you really. I mean, you can see charge gates. He's just gonna try and send it on one big attack, but I mean, the reality is it's probably not gonna do much of anything. Liberator, tank, couple Marines building through. I mean, the thing for Classic is, how do you even get all these units in position? Like, are we really going to get the chance to elevate all of these? Like, some of these Zealots seem very stranded to me. Not ideal. Oh, he is going to get in. Okay, didn't deny it in time. It's going to be your best chance then of making something happen. Viking Raven hanging about. Cyclone going to be right there. Greens are going to shoot and fire the Zealots. I mean, the problem is these Zealots go down. That's just kind of going to be it, right? Prison went and brought the other Zealots across as well. Able to do a good amount with that. Classic just going to GG out, as that one is going to come to a close. And that is going to be game number 2 going to Clem. The build. In the bottom right hand corner, we're going to have ourselves the blue Broaders player. It is going to be Classic, obviously. Kind of, I think the crazy's out of his system. Probably back to something a little bit more standard now, taking on Clem, who does get the tie-up in the series with that previous map win. And back to just a more normal map in general right now as well, obviously should help us to see a bit more of a typical game, and something a little bit less crazy than what we were seeing otherwise. Okay, very similar coming up. Just going to see the racks coming through. Let's just have the gateway, the barracks, everything building through for a couple of moments already. Maybe having the SCV building up, and yeah, we just settle down to see what the plan's going to be. The SCV going after the Proby. And yeah, reprint the orbital command, still building up as well. We're just going to drop down next in the sub core building up. The Reaper will build online here. We just get that settled. Command send the SCV and the Marine on the way through as well. As you get the SCV just moving about. They're going to sit in the corner. The Adept will come and try and chase it down a little bit, try and get it picked off if possible. The Adept going to shade. The Reaper will take a few shots. It's going to get out. Twilight Council drops at the front as well, by the way, so Reaper sees it as it exits. That's a very exposed Twilight Council. We'll see if that comes back to bite Classic at all a bit further down the line. That will go shading right out up to the top there. Towards the top side, bunker setup, starport, orbital command, all building through as well. Just going to see the Adept going to shade once more through the natural and in toward the main base. They've got the Blink building in, the Wolf Gate coming up. And yeah, Adept just going to be needing to decide what it wants to do. I mean, if it shades in, the Hellion's going to kill it. We'll be able to pressure an SCV building the starport for a second. Clem pulling the SCVs back nicely so far. Is that SCV safe? It's safe. Doesn't go down. Yeah, well defended really from Clem. A little bit of lost building time here or there. Nothing too crazy though. As the blink starts up again, a couple of gateways and the robo facility on the way through as well. So we're just going to bring that along. Back in a couple of Marines still building up. The blink corona boosting on the Twilight Council. Probes in production. Robo facility and gateways still coming through as the probes continue to build up. Gates on the way as well. Again, a simulator and pylon continue to produce. Still just going to shoot at the Reaper for a couple of moments then as the Hellion escapes over the left-hand side. Medevac comes back through, got a couple mines, looking for a drop in. One around the back, gonna burrow up and go after some probies here. One probe goes down, just gonna be seeing the second Widow Mine burrowing up as well in the main. Let's just have, again, not a bad little Widow Mine drop. Blink available now, Clem retargeting correctly. We blinked away already, so we actually can't do much there. Now the Stalkers have to sit in the main a bit longer than expected. We're going to lose a lot of probes on the natural. You can see he's finally going to get through to this. Clem does not retarget. But 9 probes going down. The natural's still going. That's going to be 10 workers killed in total. Wow, what a start for Clem, as this was just all the Stalkers blinking and the Widow Mine not going off. Because Clem was just mass retargeting it. So it didn't fire, and because of that, the Stalkers stay in the main. And now we go across the map. This is bad because it's 4-gate blink for Classic, so he must do damage, and even more so than before because he's down 12 workers. We saw this happen earlier. Hero tried to go 4-gate blink, and he was so committed, and Clem did so much damage early. So here we go. Stalker's going to blink in. Tank goes down instantly. Good start for Classic. SCVs were not ready on the pre-pull, so the bunker does end up going down. It was very close in the end, but it does fall, so that's the bunker dropped. Auto turret dropped into position as well. Medevac going to end up retreating away. Clem really needs the extra tank to pop out, really, but I don't see one in production. He's building mines. It's a little bit crazy. He's pulling SCVs out to the front, trying to get the high ground advantage here, perhaps, with the ramp. A little bit of back and forth. He's not far from Sim and Combat Shield, but he must live until that finishes, right? Stim Combat and +1 building. Marine Marauder Medevac en route as well. It's going to be seeing 7 SCVs going down. Clem is still ahead in workers, so he's still okay in this game. His positioning is good. These Stalkers do not really want to blink up into this bio. Surely they do. They like the fight. Stim not done still. I'm going to pull the SCVs. Building mines is really questionable, right? When you're playing 4K Blink, why are we not building more tanks? And especially, why do we not have the mines in better positions, I suppose, is also a good question. A few more SCVs going down. Clem does now have Stim in combat. That's going to be a major difference in these upcoming fights and trades. The Raven here should spot the Stalkers too, so you know they're still lingering around the corner of the main. One Stalker goes in. Now the rest of the Stalkers come in, but now there's Stim. So you just commit into this main base against stimming Marines and Marauders. This is where Clem should trade much better, but the Stalkers focus fire some of the Marauders. Tries to target fire down the Prism, doesn't get it, but gets a ton of Stalkers. Let's be realistic. Oh, he's going to get the Prism anyway! He goes after it with the Medevac, gets it, retreats, and makes his way out of there. Clem with the defense and a little bit of snazzy kind of play at the very end. With no Prism, no high ground vision, there's not much else to be done here. Raven to the natural. We'll look for some workers, and Classic is building into charge, but he's going to be down in attack upgrade. He's going to start losing a couple probes of his own now, and Clem is going to start getting into a much more comfortable spot. Remember, he's killed a good few Stalkers in this game now, and he's going to kill a few more here as well, which means that he is getting into a position where Classic is in trouble. He's going to have basically no army left on the map, 35-6 army supply. Classic obviously had some moments still with the 4-gate blink because of he had so many units, and Clem didn't really build the perfect answer to it. But Clem knew that if he just got to Stim, eventually he was going to be okay, and now he is there. As we are just going to push down in toward the natural. Stalker's going to be taking some shots. The Zealots will charge through. Zealots might be enough to help for a little bit, but obviously mines will do a lot against these Zealots. I actually like that Widow Mine, both those mines didn't go off because he didn't need them both to go off right there. Robo, not going to get depowered if this pylon goes down. It was just a Prism that was popping now. We still have a Widow Mine Ideally, we save that for group of Zealots walking in, probes in the back going down, auto turret doing work. Clem just killing Zealots as they warp in because there's just not enough of them. Robo Facility in some trouble. Widowmine going to burrow up as well. It obviously started with the early pressure from Clem that went very well for him. And then a good defense in the end. GG is called, and Clem is going to take the lead of the best of 5. This best of 5. In the bottom left-hand corner, the Blue Protoss player representing Virtus Pro, and now down in the series. It's going to be Classic. He kind of fluffed up an attempt to be aggressive on Golden Wall, and then, well, he just fluffed up his defense altogether in game number 3. Really took his opportunity away from him. What the Stalkers did would have been plenty if he hadn't lost so many workers to that Reaper and the Hellion while the Widowmine dropped distracted in the main base. Classic in the bottom left, looking to rectify those mistakes. It's late in career. It's the one concern I do have for him. It's like 3 a.m. So it is kind of late in career. I do think that has a little bit of an impact. I think it's got to be mentioned. I do think that has a little bit of a factor applied to it, as Clem in the top right does not suffer from that. The red Terran player. Let's take a moment and grab us the Indie camera and take us away into Game 4. And racks and the gas coming up, a couple SCVs coming through. We got that gateway and the probe building up as well. Probe pulls back to natural, ready up to build an expansion soon. There's going to be Cybercore first, but Nexus will follow soon after. Clem double gassing it up, obviously gives them some more aggressive potential a little bit earlier in the game. I wonder if we're going to see high ground CC here. Maybe just try and dodge away from possibility of some of the harassment that Classic might throw at him in the early stages, for example. Orbital Command is going to complete the Reaper, finishing very soon. Will make it home. The reactor in the factory, the build from Clem, and the Reaper arriving. It's actually maybe going to still be able to get that probe. It's low. Adept going to pop in a moment. Just going to hit the mineral line. Keeps him towards the edge. That gives him an easy escape. So a couple of shots, throws the grenade to disrupt a tiny bit, and then gets the Reaper out alive and healthy for the moment, so it can come back and poke again in a little bit, and try and just in general keep an eye on things here for the next little while. Obviously does have to respect the Adept. If the Adept shits on top of it and it's low HP already, it could take some damage, but of course Reapers do also regen. Stargate halfway done. Adept and Warp Gate both building. Stargate does finish up, and there is the Oracle going to come straight on out. It's going to be seeing the gate, Warp Gate kind of coming through. So again, back to a Stargate opening, but not Phoenix this time. Oracle instead. Some differences in kind of how Classic approaches these early games. We're still patrolling out the front, the medevac building through, halfway done currently. Widowmine is about to finish. I do have the Orbital and a Tech Lab continue to come online as well, so just bringing that up. Phoenix and the Warp Gate building on through. The Gateway is still producing. Oh, Hellion gets by. And wants the one probe, but the probe ran towards the units, and that gives the units the chance to kill the Hellion before the probe falls, which means that is a defense. Full scout from Clem, though. Gets in, sees the Stargate, saw the Phoenix in production, but saw no other Phoenix hanging around, which means you should be somewhat aware of the Oracle that's out on the map, right? Otherwise, the timings don't really add up, unless the Phoenix is out elsewhere, maybe hidden in a corner, so there is a possibility you don't make that read. Obviously, now he has seen an Oracle, lost one SCV, so you know what's up. Cyclone and the Marines. He's already got a Viking as well, though. So Clem's actually very well set against the Stargate to begin with. Classic will just take the linear third base here and not mess around trying to steal a gold base early or anything of that sort. or nature. And adds the extra barracks. Obviously, we're starting to get a little bit removed from any attempts of him playing mech in this matchup, but it's still going to be on our mind as a possibility. So seeing the confirmation of an additional barracks does give us a bit more of an idea of what's up. It's a Liberator too, by the way, as the Reaper dives back into the main base, and we'll look for a low HP probe and try and get some damage done and just again be a bit of a disruption and an annoyance, and double confirm any scouting information he can get as well. In fact, now Reaper looks like it may make an escape, so even more lovely for Clem. Reaper is out alive. I mentioned the Liberator because that obviously gives you a lot of harassing potential as well. The Phoenix can be a cleanup on that, but Liberator in one location and a Marine tank push elsewhere can be scary. Wouldn't mind to help support this. And obviously charge is building, but it's not ready yet as Clem sets up to come around the third. He's actually just going to siege the Lib on the third as well and just use it as a real point of power. Oh, Classic just hasn't realized where Clem's coming from for way too long, and charge is not done yet, so Clem, I think, actually has a realistic chance of canceling this third right now. The Oracle and the Phoenix are kind of dead, kind of dead weight right now. That Nexus is just going to have to cancel. Third base goes down, and it's a major win for Clem already in this game. Opening strong here on Sandwyrm. Now he needs to get away. Charge about to be done. The worst thing Clem could do right now is end up in a fight, because he doesn't have any upgrades to benefit this army. He's out in the open with an army that wants to siege and take position. The last thing he wants is to get caught, and you can see Classic is not chasing on the map with the rest of his units, so it won't happen. He did have a lack of army supply, but I feel like there's always that chance of it just being pretty good for you. The Oracle peels away to the upper right side. He's going to have to go for the recall to get out of there. 2 Libs and a Viking will not have the DPS to make that happen, so the Oracle is out alive. Storm coming up from Classic, but Clem did set himself up very well with that delayed third base for the Protoss player. He's now moving in towards Stim in combat, +1 also. Don't really think Clem wants to fight anytime soon, but he's moving onto the map. His army supply is okay, but I'm afraid that it's... He just killed his own Marine, misclick there. I am afraid a little bit that it's... I mean, I guess what he's looking for here is he thinks the third might be in the same place as before, and that's not true. If it was, he'd get a cancel on it. But as he realizes it's down on the bottom side instead, I'm not sure if he's really going to have the confidence to swing down over there. Then again, he is getting close to Stim in combat shield, so maybe this just lines up nicely with his upgrades finishing. Classic's not had great map vision, so he doesn't necessarily know where Clem is at initially. But this is where Clem's in a bit of trouble. Oh, Storm actually hitting more Zealots than anything else. And we're going to stay back for a moment or two. As Classic, the Oracle and the Phoenix go down, so there goes some of your map control and future stasis wards. I'm terrified for Clem potentially ending up in a fight here before Stim is done. Is just what this comes down to. That tank there is obviously in an exposed area. The position is good though for Clem. These little teeth really make it difficult for the Zealots to attack. And so Clem is just taking advantage of that, feeling the safety in the map layout and being able to utilize that to nullify a lot of what his opponent is building up to and building into over these next few moments. So actually, for now, Clem continued to trade well, and now he's got the upgrades. I feel much more confident for him anyway. Double drop loops around the left-hand side. Into the natural expansion could be deadly, as Classic, again, limited on map control right now. Doesn't have the vision he might want. Not sure he really has that much in general, as he did see it a little bit of heads up with the pylon over there. Clem needs to get the Stim off. A few more Zealots warping in, but they're actually coming in a couple at a time right now. Nice feedback. All those Zealots go down. The +1 doing work against Zealots walking in single file. Going to get a pylon that depowers some gateways. Going to kill some Stalkers as well. I mean, the Medivacs will be low HP. I'm not sure if we want to really lift up and get out of here. Wouldn't have minded the Medivacs just running the hell away. Going to get a Storm in the end, but even the Storm kills a couple of Zealots, man. Like, Clem actually gets a hell of a trade. Just needs to be careful he doesn't get overwhelmed by Zealots on this army, which is a little smaller. But he does have a good Widow Mine count. First Storm comes down, actually hits 2 mines. It's a big deal. Killing 2 mines before they fire at all is massive. We do get rid of 1 High Templar there on the edge of the army. Clem trying to push his way onto that third base would be massive if he could get rid of it. I don't know if he's just asking for a little bit too much right now. Trying to move the tank up. Widow Mine's there to support still. Trying to lead in. Forces another Storm. Classic is jumpy. He knows that Clem is about to pounce, and he's trying to be careful about it. A few Marauders forcing another Storm as well. Great job. Medivac's going to start doing some healing here. The Widow Mines to do their thing as well. Only one of them available at the end, or the other 2 are right far back. Going to hit the Archon maybe. That's actually going to soften that up a lot. Now units from the other side from Clem. Is he okay coming in from 2 sides here? One more Storm does land. Widow Mine on the top side hits a few Zealots. Necessary connection, as those Zealots need to be softened up. Clem's going to turn and bring everything towards these Zealots. Clean those up. There's only a few Stalkers, and that 1 Immortal is really the last kind of power unit in play here. Clem doesn't stim towards it. That might have been a good call as the Widow Mines try and burrow. That was a little sloppy from Clem, coming in from 2 sides. The mines just exposed when they didn't need to be. And that was maybe a little bit of a lost opportunity. I mean, Clem is still in a great position supply-wise. But, yeah, maybe he could have just had that Immortal killed. Maybe could have had those Widow Mines burrowed up safely. Any which way, it's very low-tech units here from Classic. He warps in a High Templar. I don't know if he's got the energy overcharge to give it some storms. Kind of feels like he might need it right now, as it does get the energy overcharge. The storm available goes right on the edge of the army, which I just don't know if that's enough. That's not enough either. That's not the storm you're looking for in this circumstance. You want more than that. The Widow Mines at least get set off, but we now have EMPs available as the first goes to joining the fray. Zealot count is not really there, and that exposes the tech units. The Archon in trouble, the Immortals in the back will be some of the next targets once we get to that stage. It's a Probe running forward, not a Zealot. And Clem just seems to have enough bio to keep on trading. The Immortals for now will be saved by another round of Zealots, but they're going to be eating a Widow Mine shot. Chunk of them going down, and Clem will just keep on pushing right on the front doorstep. Keep on hammering home the point, which is that he has enough, and he believes he should be able to take Classic down with a continued shove of units. A Liberator showing up is going to be nigh on impossible for Classic to deal with. He's not set up to deal with tech units like that hold positions as strongly as Liberators do. And it looks as though Clem is going to finally break his losing streak against Classic. And what a day for him. 3-1 Hero, 3-1 Classic in TvP. Clem qualifies for the offline tournament in Paris next in 2 weeks' time. And the Comeback TV organizers are celebrating, I'm sure, because that will save them some airfare from Korea or from another location in France. I think they'll be happy to pay for that trip for Clem. And amazing for them, of course, to have Clem on location with them as well.